Our world has been evolved from a linear and local perspective, right? But now we operate in a global and exponential world. And what do we mean by exponential is if I take 30 linear steps, I'll get to the back of the room, and you can project very well where am I a third of the way or two-thirds of the way in that progression. But if I take 30 doubling exponential steps, 2, 4, 8, 16, at steps 30, I'm at 1 billion. I'm 26 times around the world. It's hard to gauge where I'm a third of the way or two-thirds of the way. Ebola is a doubling problem. We're doubling the cases every 3 weeks, and our solutions to it are linear today. So we need to evolve completely new architectures for how we address these problems, both from a governmental point of view, but more and more from a business perspective.
The book that you wrote, and Andrew, did you hold it up yet?
I got it right here.
Andrew will,
right here it is.
He knows about selling books. Yeah, you know about selling books. This is not related to what you were just talking about. This is related to a corporate strategy and how to move forward.
It is, but more important, corporate strategy. The volatility of the economy is accelerating, right? Most of the Fortune, most of the S&P 500 won't be around, in 15 or 20 years. It used to be the lifespan was 67 years for Fortune 500. Now it's down to 15. Soon it'll be down to 12. And so essentially what we're seeing is a new breed of organization enabled with accelerating technologies can do things that only large organizations, large corporations could do in the past. And so the book is about what are these new characteristics and what are the characteristics of these new, what we call exponential organizations. And if you're a big company or a big organization, how do you juxtapose with this? How do you deal with this?
Yeah, so we have a disruptor series. The time that it takes to disrupt an entire industry, that's contracting as well.
Right.
And I wouldn't like to try to be a corporate manager that holds a market leading position, because how long can you say I'm going to be in this position at this point?
Exactly. It's a very difficult time. And the challenge is, if you think about how we build a business, we worry about managing cost of supply and we worry about managing cost of demand. And we optimize around both as much as we can. What the internet did for the first time was helped us drop the cost of demand exponentially. Online marketing, referral marketing, and if you get a viral loop going, your cost of acquisition goes totally to zero. It's amazing. But what these new organizations are figuring out how to do is how to drop the cost of supply exponentially. So Airbnb has almost no marginal cost adding a hotel room. Same with Uber. Right? If you're Waze, the traffic application that piggybacks on your GPS, that when you get a new user, it hits supply and demand. So you're seeing this new breed of organization today that has no cost of supply and almost no cost of demand. And that's why they're exploding out of the gate in terms of their valuation. If you're a big company, how do you deal with a startup that has no cost of supply?
Are you a believer in the Kurzweil Singularity?
In the little s perspective, in that sense, small s from the perspective that we have little singularities happening all the time. The iPhone arriving was a singularity. Ebola coming along like the way it has shook up the entire world, and everybody's calculations have to change from that perspective, right? All of our management structures and leadership structures are about scaling predictability and scaling a manageable environment. But we're now entering a much more disruptive environment, and we need leadership that can...
Do you know yet whether machines will end up appreciating that we created them, looking to destroy us completely, or being ambivalent? Can you tell me?
Yeah, the Hollywood scenario is that the machines come over and take over the world, like the Matrix or the Skynet or something like that. What we actually see happening is we're augmenting the human experience using technology.
Well,